Guys, I just read the new Batman issue 140 and holy smokes, it's insane. This new Batman run has been phenomenal, and in issue 140, we finally see Batman go up against the Zur-En-Arrh forms of all the other Batmen in the Batverse, or Multiverse. To kind of catch you up, Batman has been losing his mind as his backup personality, which is basically his darker alter ego, Zur-En-Arrh, has been trying to gain control of Batman. In the last issue of this series, which takes place right after the events of Gotham War, where Batman completely divorced himself from the Bat family, we see Batman is hunting down the Joker, who has kidnapped one of Batman's mentors from his youth. And Joker actually knows the Dark Knight's identity as he taunts him with the deaths of the many family members that have died due to Batman's crusade on crime. Characters such as Jason Todd, who died, Alfred, who died, and most recently Catwoman, who died. Well, technically we don't really know if she's dead, but it's kind of safe to assume she is, but she might come back. Now, this comic ended with Zur-En-Arrh taking complete control of Batman's body and is about to break Batman's no-kill rule and end the Joker. And then we see Batman, who is trapped in his own brain, is confronted by the multiversal army of Batman Zur-En-Arrhs. Now, before we dive into this next issue, be sure to like and subscribe with post notifications turned on so you don't miss a single comic book video. Now, diving into Batman 140, we see in the real world, Batman is possessed by Zur-En-Arrh, and once this happened, Joker immediately ran away. In Bruce's mind, we see the Batverse is actually talking to Batman, and they can hear his thoughts. It turns out that main Batman Zur-En-Arrh actually invited the Zur-En-Arrhs of all of the other Batmans from the multiverse to join main Batman. It's a bit confusing, but it'll make sense soon. We then see Michael Keaton's Batman say, "Why should we be the backups?" referring to Zur-En-Arrh. "We are the strong ones that can make the world safe." And then Arkham Batman says, "The world's safe. Once we help your Zur, we'll move on and solve crime where we're from," which pretty much tells me that crime still exists in the Arkhamverse. We then see the Zur start ganging up on Batman and say, "You've been doing it wrong, Bruce. You've been building the Bat family when all you needed was an army of yourself." As The Dark Knight Returns Batman concludes, DCAU Batman then says, "No more distractions, Bruce. No more Bruce Wayne, only Batman." And Batman then immediately rocks him in his face, and then he makes The Dark Knight Returns Batman bleed in one hit. Now, going back into the real world, Zur-En-Arrh is beating the crap out of Joker, and he says, "Maybe I won't kill you. Maybe I just snap your neck in the right spot so that you can't move, so that a machine has to breathe for you." Brother, at that point, just kill him. Like, what kind of life is that? Joker then shocks Zur and runs off while laughing. Now, this is a fight. Oh yeah, guys, I kind of forgot to say, Joker wants Zur-En-Arrh to possess Batman, and Joker wants Zur-En-Arrh to kill him. He's doing all of this to spite Batman, bro. He's doing this to spite Bruce Wayne, which is insane to me. Meanwhile, in Bruce's mind, Bruce is destroying the other Batman, literally soloing them and rocking them. However, Michael Keaton then throws a jab, and he gets a clean hit on Bruce, and then the other Zurs start tooling Bruce so much that they manage to knock him out. The Dark Knight Returns Zur-En-Arrh then reaches out his hands to Bruce and says, "Join us. We want the same thing, to end crime." In Bruce's internal dialogue, he says, "There's nowhere to escape, nowhere to hide, but this is my mind, and when there is no other way, I create my own way." And Batman then literally creates an entire palace. He calls it his memory palace, where his brain stores mnemonic images. "I'm in charge. This is my environment." We then see Adam West Batman say, "Nice try, villain. Your onslaught is no match for my trusty bat shield." Batman then uses his brain to imagine a weapon that can destroy the shield, and he does just that. Bro, I love Adam West Batman so much. Like, even as a villain, bro, he's just so adorable. Keaton then rocks Batman in his head and drugs him with acid, and Batman says, "My advantage is that I can actually turn my head," which Keaton Batman can't turn his head because of his weird cowl, as Batman maneuvers around Keaton and knocks him out. However, Vampire Batman then enters the fight and throws Batman across the room. Meanwhile, in the real world, Zur-En-Arrh breaks Joker's back like a twig. What is going on? Bruce's imaginary constructs start to disappear, and this is when he sees the big bad of the Zur-En-Arrh army. Zur-En-Arrh, the Dark Knight Returns. "You may be able to handle the kids, but you still have the adult to deal with." Batman immediately says, "Let's go." Bruce strikes, but Zur blocks, and then he then says, "I know all your tricks, son. Next to me, you're just an amateur." However, Bruce responds saying, "Well, next to me, you're just Batman," as he pieces Zur over and over and says, "The only thing you feel is pain," as he uppercuts him across the room to knock him out. Bruce then rises and says, "I'm more than Batman, which is why you'll never beat me. you and Zur. Now, after Bruce beating all of the Zur-Nar army, he then starts to resurface and gain control over his body in the real world. However, he's in a random place that he has no idea where he is, and his suit is covered in blood. He doesn't know if it's his blood or the Joker's. However, he then hears a voice. This wasn't supposed to be the plan, Bruce. We were only supposed to activate the Terminus project once our body was weak. However, I needed somewhere to go, didn't I? Bruce then says this can't be happening, as we did see the return of one of my favorite newly introduced comic book villains. I'm not gonna show who the villain is. I'm not gonna show what they look like or anything. Go support a local comic book shop. Go get this comic and you can see who it is yourself. But all I can say, I can't wait for this next issue. It's gonna be absolutely insane. What chaos is this villain gonna cause now? Be sure to like and subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I just want to say I appreciate you guys so much. I don't say it enough.